Welcome to the Loc'd Pop Talks podcast. I am your host, Tyree Wilson. And whether you are a man or a woman who is either married, separated, standing for your marriage, or divorced, this podcast is here to support you. There's a lot to be said about a man who has lived in fear of not making it, fear of rejection, fear of success. A lot of reasons, a lot of excuses to a point can make a man live in the lowest form of his existence. This episode is for those men, whether you are a wife or a husband standing for your marriage, or maybe you're deciding that the marriage you're in, because of the actions of your husband or your partner, has brought you to a place of wanting a separation or divorce. The man that you're with, the partner you've chosen, may have been dealing with not feeling adequate enough in any and everything he has done. The issues could have stemmed something as far back as his childhood. It could have stemmed from a bad breakup in his teenage years. I'm not asking you to overlook that man's actions. But I want you to know that when a man has told you he does not want to continue living his life the way he has been, there's a very good chance that man is telling you the absolute truth. Living in fear is something that a lot of people, a lot of men, will not admit to. We are taught, men are taught from a very young age, that we are not all of that we're not the best, that we must be able to compete. The man next to us, the very next man, may be better than us, can take what we have, is better for the job. Whatever the case may be, we are taught from a very early age that anything we work for, even though we've obtained it, it must be kept. Never to get too comfortable, never to feel as though we've made it. I read an email not too long ago about a fellow who told me about him cheating on his wife, not once, but twice. And his wife found out the second time around. And although the wife is more than justified for exiting the marriage based off of his actions, this man has chosen to really dive down deep into why. Why would he choose to join into a behavior that is unbecoming of a real man? Whatever the case may be his first time, I'm sure that he'll work that out. But a second time, that means that there's a certain behavior, there's a certain pattern behind it that he needs to figure out, not his wife. He needs to figure this out. And he needs to come to terms with where he is. This man, I can't really say his name on the podcast, but he found what the reason was. And it was a fear of success. To have a great job and career, to have the children that he wanted, to have the house and home. And he built it with a beautiful woman by his side. So why jeopardize these things? He asked himself, why would he jeopardize those things? It's because he felt that at any point in time, because of the era we're living in, he would lose those things. And he could. Sometimes a man who lives in fear of rejection and fear of loss, even in fear of success, sometimes the people that he listens to, the places he frequents, drops a little seed, a hint of doubt, anxiety, whatever the case may be, those things are enough to make him jeopardize his way of living. And so we think as standards, is the enemy tempting us? Is the enemy reminding us of an undiscovered fear? Are we being shown a false truth? Are we focusing on the wrong things? Are we chasing after something we're not even sure truly exists? Do we believe that the grass is greener on the other side? That curiosity. What if? For the men who are in this situation, trying to figure out who they are, and maybe you're sure of who you are, but you're going through this terrible time, I want you to think about these things. Was it the enemy? Or did God allow this season to come your way? Because he too has been waiting for you to realize that you no longer want to live this same life. Maybe you're tired of living in fear. Maybe you've been playing it safe for so long that you're watching other people succeed at what they want to do in their lives, that you see other couples looking so happy, that you see other women who are just clinging to their men's arms, and you're wondering, how do I get that? How do I make sure I don't lose it once I've had it? What if you're one of those guys, if you realize, did I already have that, and did I throw it away? Maybe this season is a season for you to realize those things and make the necessary moves, shifts, and changes in your mindset so that you can enjoy, be a part of, and truly sow into that blessing of a family in a unit, a relationship that is strong at its core. But in order to do that, God has to take you to a place where only you and him can work to remove those different seeds, the seeds of doubt, the seeds of fear, the seeds of anxiety. And he needs to, and he will put back into you what you thought you had discarded: the ability to produce, the ability to compete, the ability to appreciate. Imagine if your spouse, your wife, your husband, whatever, had given you, if they came to you tonight and they wanted to work things out, would you be ready? Would you be willing? Are you able? If you're not, be honest with yourself. Because for those that prepare, like in sports, for men that prepare themselves to be in the game, one day they're going to call your number. One day it's going to be your time. And you need to show up. You cannot wait. Do not wait and wait for the perfect situation, for the perfect outcome, for the perfect anything. Don't wait. Go for it. Understand that any opportunity that comes your way is a God-given opportunity. Work on that fear. Work on that anxiety. Work on those feelings of inadequacy. Show your spouse you are not that man anymore. One way to show them and to prove where you are is to allow them to make any and all moves necessary